Yeah, it is, Lauren. Well,
Okay, it's recording. Okay, I restarted. It's okay. All right. So I'll start over. So this is the executive chart. And if you don't already have these distributors on this chart, that would be the very first goal. So you need 2 distributors and you'd put their names right here. So if you don't, like, you can print this out and have it, laminate it, whatever you want to do. We need 2 personally enrolled distributors. And when you get these personally enrolled distributors, and they get 2 customers, you're going to get a $99 bonus. Every single time you enroll one, they get 2 customers. But for you to actually promote to executive, you may even hear people say you're charted to executive. That just means you have your boxes filled. You just have your distributor 1 and your distributor 2. I know that gets confusing sometimes. But when you're actually promoting and when you will be executive as your rank, you actually have to have 2 distributors, and these distributors need 400 in group volume. They get group volume from customer orders. So that's why it's super important that they're enrolling customers. First, they need 2 customers for your $99 bonus. Then they need 4 customers for their $100 shopping spree. And then their next goal would be to get to 400. And 400, you're going to make between like $50 and $70. That's kind of just an average. May make more, may make less, especially if you're enrolling these distributors. I mean, that means like distributors are going to make about, with just no distributors under them. Sorry, I'm getting myself confused. Distributors who have 400 in group volume, they're going to make about $50 to $70. Now, you as an executive, you can be making between $200 and $300. But this also includes these $99 bonuses. Any averages that you see is going to include those bonuses. Now, you see this in this top right-hand corner. It says you must be commission qualified. So that means you have to have 150 in personal volume or run the ADBB auto ship. So what I really wanted to explain is how to figure out what you need for the month. So if you're starting out, let's say July, with your executive chart filled, you should know the projected volume. And to get to projected volume, you're going to go to, hold on, let me get to my eSuite. You're actually going to go to downline volume by distributor. That's what I mean. So we're going to click reports in a second. It's going to be super slow. So reports, and then we're going to do volume total by distributor. And we're going to go to May. And then all of these are going to show up right here. So whatever they had last month, you can, or sorry, that didn't work like I wanted to do. But it's all these group volumes that you're going to put right here in the projected. So whatever they had last month, ending last month, you put their projected volume right there. So let's say they had 200 last month and we'll say in June. In June, they end with 200. So for you to promote to executive in July, you're going to need them to have 200 in group volume. And we're going to just assume that the volumes are the same. No auto ships have changed, that kind of thing. And it may be less. Let's say if someone was ordering the greens and then they upgrade to the wraps, well, the volume is going to be a little bit different, but you're still going to need more volume, more customer enrollments to promote to executive. All right, so let's go to the other one. Since we have so many rubies on, that's all I'm going to do. Sorry, it's all right at the bottom. I won't do it all. Oh my gosh, I can't find them now. Oh, there it is. Okay. So unless you have this Ruby chart completed, that obviously that's going to be your goal, is to get the Ruby chart completed. And so people say you are charted to Ruby. You need one distributor here, one distributor here, one distributor here. They're all on your top line. That means you're not moving them. But let's hypothetically say that you enroll 3 distributors and then you get that 4th one. we're going to be able to move that to one of these other distributors. That's how you're going to chart. So you don't have to keep all of your personally enrolled distributors or customers. You can move them. So the person who's in this executive spot, you see this in this top thing. It says 150 or 80 BB auto ship. That means that a person who is promoting, just like you saw in that last one, and it's sometimes hard to remember because you know that you're commission qualified and you forget about this executive because maybe this executive is not working, but these two people are. We have to make sure that this executive is commission qualified. Which means to have the 150 or they run the 80 BB auto ship. So, and when you can mark this stuff out, like if you know this distributor has 150, go ahead and mark it out. You don't even have to worry about it. Or, they have the 80 BB auto ship set up, circle yes, that kind of thing. So you just kind of start moving along, figuring out what exactly you need to get there. Now, this person, you don't have to worry about them being at 400 in group volume technically, because these people are already going to get them there. This executive, you don't have to really worry about their group volume. You worry about the people under them because theirs is automatically going to be at least 800 with 400 here, 400 here, and then their own personals. So it's going to be more than 400. It's going to be more than 800, at least 880 right here. And like I said, this person's going to make between 200 and 300, and then the Ruby's going to make between like 3 and 500. And like I said, it's going to be depending on how many personally enrolled distributors you have as well. So all of these people, when you have your Ruby chart printed out, and you can, like I said, you can print out this one, you need to figure out where they were in June. Write out their volumes. And if you don't have that person there, it's okay. Leave it blank, and you just know, at the end of whenever they enroll and you enroll that distributor in July, they need 400. That's their goal. And you can add them to that as well. Like I said, go back to that volume distributor report, and you'll be able to see that. So let's look at this Emerald chart too, really quick, since a lot of y'all are about to go Emerald as well. This one looks a lot more complicated just because you have a lot more people on your team, because you're building 2 Rubies. Where you were once a Ruby, all you do is replicate that. Tell them to do the same. You're going to have 4 people on your top line, 2 of them just being a 400 box, 2 of them being Rubies. The Ruby has to be commission qualified, and this executive that they have has to be commission qualified. So we have distributor 1 and 2, and then 9 and 12 on this chart has to be commission qualified, as well as yourself. So does that make sense to everyone? Does anybody have any questions? Let's see if I stop sharing. Anybody have any questions, comments for us to talk about?
So not everyone has to be commission qualified on that Emerald chart, or every box needs to be commission qualified?
No, not technically, because let's say that a person on your top line, hypothetically, let's just say your husband. We know that's not true, but let's say your husband, and you put a distributor under your husband, but then you created 2 other Rubies. So let's say Zach was no longer your Ruby. You're not worried about him. He's not doing anything. He's bummed. He's not doing anything. Let's say, but you put your best friend under him. Your best friend, their group volume is going to push up to Zach, so he becomes a 400 box. He technically doesn't have to be commission qualified. He's just 400. So nobody on the chart, unless they're promoting to your Ruby and your executive, but they obviously have to have 400 in group volume. If they don't have distributors under them, they're going to be commission qualified, because they're going to have probably both personal volume and group volume is going to be close to the same. If they're not.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
So I would especially all auto ships have run already. So this is like the perfect day to go in there and project the volume. Now but like I said, you can do it at the beginning of the month, but now all the auto ships have run. You know where you're standing when you're trying to come up with this volume. And you can kind of base it on that. Now, one more thing I thought about, I was going to tell y'all. When you're placing customers, first talk with your enroller or your diamond upline. Maybe your enroller's new too, and you're like, your enroller, they don't know anything either. Talk to me or Jen when it comes to moving customers. Or if you don't know, like if you know you're going, you don't have to like run that by us or anything. But if you're like, I'm not really sure what to do with this person, where should they go? Talk to me and Jen. Me and her and Nicole are constantly back and forth with each other. Like, okay, here's my chart. I want to move this distributor. Where should they go? Or this customer. But first, kind of the rules, what we go by is going through your fast start bonus. So anyone who you've personally enrolled, you're going to first move your customers to them. And you cannot get a fast start bonus until they either have their ADBB auto ship set up. They don't have to run it, but they need to be set up, or they have to have 150. Now, I tell my distributors who enroll, go ahead and set it up. Like in their instructions that I send them, it says, set up the ADBB auto ship. We don't have to run it, but at least set it up for yourself. And I'll say it's going to run on this date, 1 month from their enrollment. It's going to run on this day. We'll just cancel it or edit it before then. Let them set it up. Remind them to set it up. And they're going to get an email to cancel it, if they stop working or don't intend to work. But have them set it up. But if not, your distributor, your customers are going to those personally enrolled distributors first, because that's how you're going to make the most money. Now, when you become diamond, the next step is what's called cabs. And if you've never been to an event before, you may not even have ever heard of this. But cabs are when you go diamond. Let's say that I go diamond and I enroll Jen. Well, I'm going to make that $99 on Jen when she gets 2 customers, but I'm also going to make an $80 leadership bonus. So I'm going to make $180 when Jen gets 2 customers. So let's say Jen enrolls Alexa. So Jen's going to make the $99 bonus because she's personally enrolled Alexa. But guess what? I get $80 because she is someone who's enrolled after I went diamond. And this does not count if you enrolled them before you went diamond. But that's how the income is so incredible between like your emerald. It goes from 800 to 1900 and then to 6,000. That's how that comes about. Yeah, there is more volume that comes in, but the money comes from cab bonuses, and they're called cabs or leadership bonuses. But it goes up from 80 to 120 to double, and I think 135 to triple, and like 140 or something like that. Regardless, but that's how it is. So getting those cab bonuses. So if I'm going to, let's say Alexa doesn't have her 2 customers and I enroll somebody, because I'm getting a cab off of her, I'm getting either the $80 because I'm diamond, or I'm getting 120 because I'm double diamond. I'm giving my customer to her. Yeah, I might not make 5-10%, maybe even less than that on commissions, but it's better because I'm making an $80 bonus, and that comes on your commissions. It's not a weekly bonus. Then after that, after you've moved that customer, then you're going to be worried about that chart, that Ruby chart. Who needs to get to 400 so I can promote, the best way to do that. But I wanted to say that. Anything else that y'all want to know when it comes to charting, volume? Alexa, do you want to share, or Jen share that script that you said you just used?
Yeah, can I, oh wait, am I muted? No,
No,
can you hear me? Can I post pictures in the chat or no?
I don't know, try.
I'm trying, I don't know if I can.
You might not.
If not, I'll do it in there, because I was do it in your page. But okay, so I was on I just told Jen this yesterday, but I was on just watching a YouTube video like 2 days ago. And so it's literally the simplest message ever. She says, let me find what I specifically sent this girl. Okay, so she starts out. So I literally just went to everybody that has liked any of my recent pictures or posts. That way it's not really like cold messaging and I liked your picture. So you just say, hey love, or hey girl, whatever y'all say. And then I'm looking for a few product models for either hair growth or weight loss slash detox. Would you or anyone you know be interested? And then honestly, like at least 6 people have responded already. And then this girl specifically wanted, she was like, I would love to grow my hair. And then we went back and forth. And she was basically just saying, I've been trying to grow my hair forever. And I was like, oh my gosh, you'll love ours. And because it's made with all natural ingredients, it's super bioavailable, whatever. I just told her a little bit about it. But most people say that they're interested in the weight loss. So then, I gotta get my binder because it's like too good not to do it exactly what she said. So then when they say they're interested in weight loss, she says, okay, well, how much are you wanting to lose to feel your absolute best? And then obviously they respond. And let me find it. Of course I can't find it now that I need it. Okay. So actually first she said, so after like the initial, hey, I'm looking for a few product models, they respond sometimes saying like, I'm interested. And then she always asks if they don't initially say which one, she said, okay, which challenge interests you? Then they say weight loss. And then she talks about how the challenge starts at $25. And she's like, they literally never only buy the fat fighters, but just like initially saying that $25 gets them thinking like, oh, that's affordable, you know? And then she says, how much are you wanting to lose to feel your absolute best? And then whatever they say, she does a voice message, which I never do voice messages. You can do either one, but then she just basically tells them what products that she personally uses. So she says she always does the triple threat just because that's personally what she used to lose a lot of weight. Obviously we can do whatever, the fit packs or whatever, but she always does the triple threat and then sends like results photos right away. And then obviously they ask for the price, and then she says it's not crazy like other weight loss programs. It's just, and then she says like Fat Fighters 25 detox. She doesn't even say green. She just says detox 33, thermophyte 39. And then whatever they respond. And then the way she words this last part, well, not last part, but the next part is like so good. She was like, the way that I can give this to you at my price that has absolutely no markup at all. It's exactly what I pay as a distributor. It's a 90-day challenge, but it's super flexible. So if you ever decide to change up your order that's no problem at all. I can take care of that for you. And then they say whatever. And then, she said most of her stuff is over, like after the first couple messages, voice messages. And then she says, okay, I'll just need your email, address, and phone number to start processing the order. And then they send it, and then she voice messages, okay, last thing I'll need is your payment method. A lot of people text it to me, so I'll send you my number, or you can snap a pic of the front of your card because I don't need the security code on the back, and then I'll show you that I've deleted your text or something like that. And then, that's pretty much it. But I can like type that up and send it in the runners chat too.
Okay, yeah, that was awesome. I mean, that was just so.
Literally, and I sent Jen like the YouTube video, but I can send you the link if you want me to. But literally, like watching, I'd like pause the YouTube video 20 times because like I have to write this down exactly what she just said. Because when she was talking, I was like, "Yes, go girl, yes, I'm." Like it was I don't know her last name, but it's her name's April, and she's the top girl in Canada. Do you know who that is? I don't know. I'm like obsessed with watching Carrie Young's YouTube whole channel, and I literally pick someone every single night to watch on her. She interviews random people all the time, so it was just on hers. Someone eating too much ice.
Lauren, the only other thing that I was going to say is and something that I've shared with some of my new distributors who sometimes I think question, well, like, why am I giving my customers away? So Chantel said something, and Chantel Lyons is one of the ambassador diamonds on our team. And she's like kind of my idol. I love her. But she said when she first started out, she never moved customers because she was trying to get like the loyal customer bonus. It's now called, I think, the loyal customer bonus. But what she realized was that if she would just move customers, that she would promote a lot faster. So she never keeps customers. And the other thing is when, like on the flip side of that, talking about being commission qualified, when you run your ADBV auto ship every month, you don't ever have to worry about stressing about keeping your customers. You can constantly move them. I don't ever keep customers. I don't even remember the last time that I kept a customer under. I think I had to move 3 customers this month to me and Pat to make sure that we both had our 2018 loyal customers to earn the bonuses. And that's crazy because it's July and I've signed so many, but I just don't ever keep them. I always move for cabs. I always move for fast starts. And it's the way you're going to grow your business. And if you can teach people to do that as well, your business will grow. So that's all I was going to say.
And if y'all want to get with me and Jen personally with those charts that I sent, we can definitely do like some, personal calls too, and really map out. Because I know, we've grown so much, and we have people who don't work, so it gets all kinds of confusing and stuff. Especially if you were with the $9 sale. That was kind of crazy. So a lot of extra people. But if y'all don't have, we've been on for 27 minutes. So if y'all don't have anything else, anybody have something cool?
Fallon just asked how we find, am I unmute? Yeah, there I am. Fallon was just asking on tips for signing distributors. And I mean, I know for myself, I'll just share mine really quick. But the top 3 ways that I sign customer or distributors are my loyal customers, which Fallon, you're one of them. Alexa, you were a customer. So that just kind of goes, Alexi was a customer. Your loyal customer, people who are doing host to post for you, anybody who has more than two comments usually on a host to post, I offer them the business. And then also just asking, and I know I've shared this with Fallon, I've kind of gotten away from asking on Facebook and doing most of my potential distributor messaging, like cold messaging on Instagram. But then also, like, I can't stress this enough to people, like, people are not going to want to join your team. And I know, like, some people are very new, so this doesn't necessarily apply to you. But people are not going to join your team to be a distributor if you're never posting about the business and what it's doing for you. And I think people get very nervous to post when they first start. But let me tell you guys, when I get my time hops from like 2.5 years ago, y'all would have thought that I was a millionaire when I first joined, because I was constantly posting about my goals. I was constantly sharing Lauren's story and like people's story like above me. I was constantly posting about like the goals that we were going for. And like, we had like a $500 Ruby bonus when I joined, but like, we didn't have big, huge bonuses until the February after I joined. So like, but I signed a good bit of distributors because I was just constantly talking about how this company was going to bring me home to my kids. So like, whatever that why is, you've got to be posting about that, and you have to be posting about it every day. And I personally, I think the best time of the day to post about that is like at night when people are pissed off because they're having to go to bed to get up to go to work the next day. And I mean, I know not everybody hates their job and wants to be home, but it's still, if you are constantly posting about the freedom that is what this business can give you, you're going to start drawing attention to that. I mean, like, I made the most simple post today. It was a picture of me and Case coloring. And when you look at that post initially, I don't think you think, oh, this is a business post, but essentially it is. because I said, hey, what are you doing on a Monday morning? I have the freedom to sit here and color with my kids. Hashtag this could be you. Like, that's a business post. So little things like that. Lauren, what are some of your tips?
I guess when I initially told new distributors, oh, you can post a few times a day, once in the morning, once at night. But the times I signed the most distributors, I'm posting like a freaking mad woman. I'm posting about everything. It doesn't matter what it is, but I am essentially using stuff from other people. Now, it's not everything is not mine. Now, I mean, today I think most of it was mine. I think I shared, like, I used one, but if I'm posting a ton of stuff, not shared things, it's going to be like pics of my kids or something that we're doing or whatever it is, just like constant posting. And I know that gets annoying, especially if you're working and you can't do that. But if you get into a habit of just like posting a lot of times, like I think there's like a 3-3 rule where you're doing 3 at works and 3 non-at-works. That's already 6 times a day that you're posting. But and it's talking to people too. It's, you know, asking people like the host to post, or just asking family and friends, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want to do this with me? And not everyone's going to be jumping at the gun. They're waiting to see, hey, are you going to stick with this? And another thing, you cannot compare your journey with my journey or Jen's journey because we've been in this a lot longer than y'all. So what we're doing may not be exactly what you're doing, and that's okay. You know, you just, if you're completing your steps to success, that's your job. Anything more than that is wonderful, but your job is do the steps to success. I do a lot of like polls on Instagram. That kind of that's opening up the doors for people, and you have to. When you're adding new friends on Facebook, you have to be interacting with them. I don't think it's as much on Instagram, but on Facebook, anytime that you're adding them as friends, you have to be interacting. Because if you're not, they just go away. Like they're not seeing anything that you're posting. Because Facebook is all about relationships. So you have to show Facebook that you have a relationship with this person, whether that's it's commenting like 4 or more words on a post of any sort. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, hey, I like your shirt. Where did you get it? You know, that boosted, and getting into their messenger. And you can send that in Messenger. You know, hey, I saw you posted a picture of your lipstick. Where did you get it? Or whatever. Now the Teamzy thing, I haven't been totally consistent with it, which I should be, but I was using the Teamzy to do the host to post. So if you're sending messages in Messenger, they're going to start seeing your post as well. But you got to be posting a lot. You can't be posting one time a day and expect, you know, your 3,000 friends all to see that one post. So a ton of posts, asking and polls are a good way as well. Anything else? Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to end this. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.